The problem is people don't know what they're buying. They just walk into a dealership and buy any cars. And prime example, the vehicle here, it's a Chevy Cruze with a 1.4 engine. However, that engine have three different configuration: 1.4 turbo, 1.8 naturally aspirated, and turbo diesel. I think it's a 1.8 or 2 liter. I can't remember, right? But something along those lines. The 1.4 is a crappy engine. I'm working on one right. I was working on one a couple months ago for oil leaks. It kept leaking oil, and I told the customer the only way for me to really fix this thing is take it out, completely reseal it. So so you can make it right. Because they never stop leaking oil. They keep leaking coolant. Those engines run on very high temperature, up to 230 degrees. I think that's when the cooling fan kicked in, and with cheap plastic around the engine. Everything is plastic except the turbo and the exhaust manifold. That's the only thing that's metal. Most everything around the engine is plastic. That's why they leak coolant damn near every few miles, every few thousand miles. That's the only way for you to fix it. So if you were to buy a 1.8, you wouldn't have that many problems. And to be honest, that engine is the reason why the Chevy Cruze got a bad web. It got a decent transmission. The 1.8 is decent. The 2 liter diesel is decent if you don't mind the noise that they're making when you're driving, because they're freaking loud. But it's a decent engine. The 1.8 is a decent engine, but people keep buying the 1.4 for whatever reason. They probably think it is fast, or they probably think it has to do with fuel economy, because 1.4 and 1.8 there was a size difference. That's the only thing I can think of. But besides that, it's not a bad car. Or if you want to avoid all those problems, if you don't know exactly what you're buying, buy the later models. I think from 16 to 2019, they only made that body style for 3 or 4 years. Those engines are pretty good. I don't recall taking them. Besides small things around the engine like fuel injectors, AC compressor, things of that nature. But you don't have anything major wrong with them. Beside those things, not base engine failure, not anything like that. But people keep buying the wrong engine. They don't know what they're buying. They don't do any research. They just walk into a dealership and buy anything that they see on the lot. It's a cute looking car. It's cute. They're gonna buy it. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna buy it. It is what it is. But that engine, like I said, that's what gave that car a bad web. Not the whole car's bad. If you know what you're buying. I almost bought a 1.8. Me personally, I almost bought one because I was looking for a car. I almost bought one. If you don't mind the timing belt, which you don't have, if your car's getting older, up to over 100,000 miles, yeah, it's time to do a timing belt. Take it to a shop, get it done. They'll do the timing belt, water pump, and anything that had to do timing related on that area, they will just replace them. All right, and that's it, guys. Thank you.